Good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike with smartoptiontrading.com. It is Wednesday, the 16th of September. This is our daily recap. So let's talk about today. We gapped up, except we had weakness on the Qs, and right off the bat, we had a divergent market. The Qs were weaker all day. The SPY and the diamonds and the IWM were stronger all day. And the market really kind of just went around with waiting on the Fed. The Fed came on at 2 o'clock, left things unchanged. Powell, it's 3:33. He's still yammering, has basically talked in a circle for the past hour. He didn't say anything wrong. He didn't say anything bad. The Fed is leaving interest rates unchanged. Their current guidance is interest rates will remain unchanged through 2023, obviously subject to anything changing. And the market here is selling off finally here in this. They really just don't like what they heard from him. And the market, and they didn't really do anything to give them a reason to be in the market. So when you look at everything going on here, you look at the SPY today, it was a very low volume day. It was a very tight range. We just took out the 8 and the 21 day. Again, this area, this 342.50 remains the grudge match. We failed there, pulling back. Now we see. What do we have going on here is we're going into the quad witch on Friday. If you don't know what it is, look it up. You have options expiration, futures expiration, a whole bunch of stuff that goes on. And typically a tougher day, what happens once a quarter. And then there's the old Wall Street adage, sell Rosh Hashanah, buy Yom Kippur. Rosh Hashanah is Sunday. Yom Kippur, I believe, is the following Sunday. And so, the market here typically gets funky as we go into this week. Not always does. Right now, we know we have resistance remains this 342.50. That's the grudge match. We know we have support on the 50-day. We hit it once after hours and once here during market hours. And we'll see where we go tomorrow. Volume right now at 60 million shares has picked up this afternoon. Since the Fed were very low until then. But again, when I talked about this, what do you have going on here? If you look at the IWM was stronger today, now starting to come in, capitulating back down. The diamond was stronger. Diamonds, DIA, were stronger today. We saw buying in the airlines today. Love has a strong candle today. AAL had a strong candle today. Boeing also had a very strong move today. We'll see if they hold them. We saw buying in GE, the September 650 calls and all over the place. They came out, they said they're going to be cash flow positive for the second half of this year, and the market likes that. I own this thing very underwater. I may buy some more shares on this here as we come and see what it does, but nice move on GE. Outside of that, FCX was a big winner very early on the open. You can see here on a 5-minute chart, 15 minutes in, boom, chatter that there's chatter on the name, and that gold, GLD, Barrick Gold is what's looking at them. And you saw a lot of flow into the weekly 17s. But after that opening 10 minutes of the chatter, didn't really go anywhere. Snap, they were all over the weekly 25-50 calls, another big day there. DraftKings, they were on the weekly 55 calls. We saw October 65 calls. I did one trade on DraftKings today. Bottom line today, I came in and said, I'm going to be careful with this market. And for the most part, I didn't do a lot. I made some money on DraftKings. I had a nice trade. I can't believe I have to say this. I traded Kodak pre-market and made money on that in the pre-market hours. And I traded Peloton on the open for a nice quick win and got out quickly. Other than that, I didn't do much. Yeah, oink, oink. I know guys in the room are telling me you traded a piggy. I did. Other than that, I tried to trade Tesla. I filled 10 out of 500 shares, so I didn't do anything on that. And for the most part, guys, I was just consistent here, happy here to sit back and do very little. I did have a quick trade on FCX, didn't make much on it, got stopped out of it. And the market here is saying it's not sure. And when you look at daily candles on a lot of the big names, the market here is saying, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. Tesla's still holding in well. Big gap up yesterday, still holding sideways inside candle. Apple was weak right from the open today, still holding this lower range. Facebook, in very weird action, bounced hard after all the bad news there on the open, then sold off and now took out the overnight lows. Amazon weak again here today, back to the bottom of the range. Microsoft also back to the bottom of the range. NVIDIA, right? So a lot of the tech names continue to see problems here, right? They're struggling. They were profit taking all over the Qs today. It was weaker. Where do we go from here, guys? It's as clear as mud. And I mean that, the market here doesn't know what it wants to do. It may be worried about the election cycle. We can't get a stimulus deal. Maybe there's hopes they're going to start talking to each other. We get a stimulus deal sometime in the near future. That could spur the markets. But right now, it's, the market's saying here, be extra careful. It doesn't know what it wants to do. It's in a seasonally tough time of year. So this is where you have to take a step back, take your size down, be more careful with the amount of risk you put on, until the market says it's ready to move. And right now, it's saying it doesn't know what it wants to do. It's hard to get bearish when it's holding in like it is, but it's not easy to get bullish here at this point. And so you got to be tactical until this changes. I hope you all had a good day. Another nice day here. Not as good as the last 2 days, which are fabulous, but not every day could be like the last 2 days. Hopefully a quieter day tomorrow, and then we'll deal with the quad witch on Friday. Everybody have a great evening.